Do you see what I see? Look at the blue sky. Hold on, let's go outside. It honestly feels amazing. I'm out here right now in a t-shirt. Like last night it was 26 degrees and right now it is currently like 58. Now 58 might have sounded chilly before in Florida, but 58 here is like straight summer. I'm in a t-shirt. Like this is, oh, look how nice. When the sun is out, I am just in so much better of a mood. When it's like dark and gray and cold and rainy, like it's just like, it's miserable to do anything. But right now, like today's gonna be a good day. So first off, I want to say I apologize for the lack of videos since we pulled apart this car. I don't have any updates on this car yet, but as soon as I do, I'll let you guys know. But I've been saving money the past, I don't know, since I posted this last video. I have something pretty cool that's happening this week. You guys probably see the video probably Saturday or Sunday, I would say. But saving up for that, so get excited. It's gonna be really, really cool. But today I figured I'd take you guys through, do a little update video on things that are happening, and then just kind of give you a walk around on my plans for the VR6 turbo build. And I heard back from ST/KW, and something pretty cool is gonna be happening in March, so I can't wait for that. So let me go ahead and grab the keys to Miley and the wagon real quick. So this one and this one here. So originally my plans for my VR6 turbo build were gonna be something very similar to how this car is actually set up, being the, let me open it up here. Very similar to how this is set up. So being the short ram in the front, piping going this way, intercooler, piping going that way, turbo step in the back, being a 3-liter bottom end, and all that kind of fun stuff. I think my plans have changed a little bit. Talking to like Kyle W and Mike Keppen, all those guys who have VR6 turbo builds that I would say are more than like pretty reliable cars. I was thinking of a very overbuilt kind of setup. They said it's not really necessary to build the bottom end, because I was thinking I wanted to build a car to hold somewhere in the range of 600 plus horsepower if I wanted to go that high, not starting out there, but if I wanted to push it that far, the bottom end, the whole entire motor would be able to hold that much power. They said more than likely this engine here, which is a refreshed bottom end, will hold anywhere up to like 450, maybe even 500 on a bottom end. He said more than likely your trans will go first. So I think my revised plan is similar to this, different components, but I have that engine, I'll show you guys in just a second. That one's already a refreshed bottom end, but I don't trust shop that did it, so I'm gonna do it again. Top end is big valve tectonic tuning cams. Very, very nice setup. So the way that is right now, once it's like gone through, make sure it's good, that engine and all the setup will hold 450 no problem without having to like beef up the bottom end going to 2.9 or 3.0. It'll just be as is. But so as for my turbo setup like this, I'm gonna do a Savoy Performance short ram intake in the front. I think I'm gonna go with the Precision 6262, which is what Kyle had on his 12-valve VR6. He said it's a very popular turbo, very reliable. He was running, well, it was funny, he was running 427 horsepower on that engine, and he was down 2 cylinders. He said the car made about 500 when he was running it at 21 psi, but at like 14 pounds. It's a very reliable setup, very, very nice turbo. It spools nicely, and it's gonna be more of a reliable setup. Like, it's gonna be fast, don't be wrong. 400 horsepower in a front wheel drive car that weighs not very much is a lot of power to be really, really fast. But again, I don't want to overbuild the car, and I was, like I said, I was prepping the car or the engine to hold for like 600, but would ever get that far, I don't necessarily know. So my setup will be somewhat like this now. So in terms of how this is laid out, I do love having the VR6 manifold, the 12-valve manifold here, and running a turbo with that, but I like this as well, and this adds more power having the Savoy Performance intake in the front. Like I said, I would do the Precision 6262 in the rear. I want to run my piping somewhat similar to this. I've seen some who have the turbo clocked to the top and they run it a little bit higher than this. I like how this is out of the way because I want to be able to get to this and not have things over the top of this too much. I think the plan is, though, I saw one that I'll put a picture on the screen here. He had the turbo clocked to the bottom, so you just saw the intake on this side coming over here, and the rest of the piping went down and under, and it looked very, very clean. Some people run the air to water exchanger on this side, so you have the throttle that goes from here to there, and then the turbo goes from this side to here, and it's kind of all on here, which is good for my car because my car has the battery that's already out, and this is all open on this side. So, but more than likely, it'll be a setup similar to this, turbo either clocked to the top and going this way, or clocked to the bottom and going underneath and around. So it's just a very, very clean look. I want to be able to access this all whenever I want to. The only thing kind of, unless you hide these, it looks kind of messy having them just kind of hang here. I really like how the VR6 engine cover has them all like in the little lines and stuff like that. But overall, my build will be somewhat similar to this, not in terms of like how this is a 3-liter bottom end and that kind of stuff, but in terms of how it's actually laid out, it'd be very, very similar to this. But like I said, I'm still learning. I've never built a turbo car for myself, so I'm trying to ask everyone who's done it already and just get their input on it. So if you've built a turbo VR6 that's reliable and you made decent power with it, let me know what you use, because I want to just go through and just try and build a very solid, reliable setup. My VR6 so far, that thing has been super solid, super reliable. So hopefully with a turbo setup, I know it's a turbo setup, but hopefully with a turbo setup, we can get somewhat like that and just have a car that can just run and do what it needs to do. And then moving over here, we have the future power plant for Miley. Now, I know this has been seen for a while. Before this thing will ever go in a car, it'll go back to a shop and fully refresh and gone through. Like I said, this car has a Tectonic Tuning big valve head kit. The entire bottom end was redone, machined, decked, all that kind of stuff. But like I said, I don't trust the guy who did it. So again, I'm gonna have some shop over here, take everything apart, make sure everything is 100% before it goes back in the car. Whether I leave it a stock 2.8 or I go to a 2.9 or 3.0, I don't quite know yet. But what I'm being told, the bottom end of this car will hold 450, 500 all day long, and it'll be my trans that breaks first, which is good to know that I don't have to necessarily do anything major, because like right now, like I said, everything in the bottom end's new. We fixed everything, they did everything, but again, I don't trust it, so it'll be pulled apart again. And then I don't know, we'll probably just go through and just make sure. Well, I didn't do, so the first time I didn't do bearings and rings and that kind of stuff. I didn't do new actual pistons or rods or that kind of stuff, which I probably will, just because I just want to make sure it's all, everything's just new. As like 0 miles bottom end, I want it to be very, very strong. Whatever setup I do, I want it to last a good while. This car has been so reliable as it is. I want to try, even with the turbo, have that same reliability, if at all possible. So this will be the heart for Miley. A lot to still do. Obviously, it's pretty much just a bare block head. It needs new cams. It needs an exhaust manifold for the turbo. I need a tapped oil pan. I mean, it needs a lot of things, but that right there will be the heart of Miley. This year, Miley will be a VR6 turbo, and I cannot wait. Like I said, the first setup for this car, I was overbuilding it in my head way too far, and I don't want to necessarily do that. So the first setup, I think, will be somewhere close to the 400 range. I think that's a good start, because you don't want to go, I mean, I personally don't want to go just blast the car from 100 and some odd horsepower to 600, and then you lose all that fun of that middle ground, I think. So the first set will be somewhere close to the 400s, and then we'll probably go higher than that. Like I said, I don't need to build the bottom end crazy, I've been told, but I kind of want to do it as well, just so if I ever have that itch to go to crazy power, the entire engine setup can handle it, whether it's 400 horsepower or it's 600 horsepower. I just want the engine to be able to hold whatever I need to do. Now, in terms of the transmission, Kyle said if I want to spend a lot of money, the trans is where to do it. He did all these like crazy straight cut gears and all this APR hardware. He said to make your trans bulletproof, because that'll probably break before your engine will. So I don't know, we'll see. But I'm gonna go ahead and pull Miley over here next to the wagon and see the VR6 turbo next to the all motor VR6 side by side. We haven't had a cold start in the VR6 in quite a while, so hopefully you guys enjoy. These are always my favorite. One thing that I hope I don't lose when the car goes to turbo, I don't want to lose that exhaust sound, because it sounds so incredibly good. If I can keep the car sounding like this with just a turbo whistle, I would be so happy, because I love this sound. It's just, dang, face to face. We'll let Miley run for just a minute. Go ahead and pop this. Sounding so good. And the Powertex looks sick. I love it. Bam. All motor VR6, boosted VR6. It's so cool to see it side by side. It's so cool. Just some good VR6 sound in the morning. You can't go wrong. They look so cool together. It's so cool to see a Mark III Jetta, our Mark III Golf wagon, and then a Mark III Golf all in the same spot. I might just pull this car forward just to be here, because it looks cool to have all these cars together. Like I said, all we need is a Mark III Cabrio. We got them all. Look how cool these look together. Give her a few light little taps here. Sounds so good. All right, let's turn this one off. Let's do some comparing between the all motor setup versus the turbo setup. In all honesty though, we could just boost this setup right now and I'm sure it'll last for a good little while, but my goal, and even my first VR6, the goal is to build the most reliable setup I possibly can. Once it goes in the car, it's just in. I don't have to be pulling it back out of the car and all that kind of stuff. Obviously with a turbo car, it needs just that normal maintenance, but aside from that, I don't want to have to do anything major, so I want to build as bulletproof of an engine setup as possible, so once it's in, it's in. Look how much room there is back here. There's so much room for a spinny boy back there, but again, once you put a turbo it fills up really quickly. I'm really excited to see this turn into this. It's gonna be so much fun to do. I cannot wait. Not anytime quite soon, but I'm in the process of starting to gather parts and make a list of what I'm actually gonna need to actually make this happen for my car, and I'm really excited. So like I said, we'll do the short ram up here in the front, and then the piping will go down to the intercooler down there. Like I said, I have lots of room to do it, whether I go through that hole over there and wrap around or just straight down. Thankfully, this car being a partial shave bay, I have a lot of room for things, which is very nice. And then again, the turbo in the back will probably either clock down and going underneath the intake tube from the turbo here, and then down through to that hole on the outside or down right here. I don't think there's enough room right here, so probably over there, honestly. But again, I want it to be a very clean look. And just how we did this one in almost everything black, engine bay painted blue, everything's just all black. I love the very just like murdered out kind of look. The VR6 turbo set will be probably the exact same as that. I'm thinking wrinkle black for just everything, so this will be black, everything will be black, probably paint, everything will be black. That's gonna look so cool. All black piping. I think that'll look very cool. I've seen a few setups like that and they look so good. So that's the plan for how it's gonna look and just how it's gonna fit. I think I've seen some crazy turbo manifolds back here that bring the turbo all the way to the side, but those things are really expensive. And then some people do the like I said, the air to water exchanger, so it'll be like over here. And I had an air to water exchanger. Actually, I think I still have it. I think I still have it back at home in Florida. So when I'm back for a Euro trip, I might swing by my house and try and grab that, because instead of having like a intercooler down here in the front of the car and have you running this way and then running your piping that way, the air to water exchanger will be like right about here, and you run your piping from here to there and then from here to there, and it kind of, for my car, there's nothing here, so I have a whole bunch of room anyways, where his battery and his stuff's there, so I have a whole bunch of room, so I could put the air to water exchanger right here, run piping from here to there and there to there, and then it would save this section from being too cluttered up or having to run piping down through there, cutting up the frame rail or whatever. I don't know, there's a lot of options for a VR6 turbo build and how I want to do everything. I mean, we have to get there first, but I'm just trying to plan ahead and make sure. I'm just excited. I can't wait. Another option we could do if we did not do the short ram intake like this, we could do a 2.9 manifold and just leave this entire setup, because like to me, this is why the VR6 12 out looks so good. I love the runners here. I love all the nice lines, the VR6 engine cover. I love this look, and you can do a turbo setup on this manifold, no problem. It's just not gonna be, I don't know, is a 2.9 gonna be as good of airflow as a short ram will be? Maybe not. But this looks so good, because I mean, I've seen very nicely done up setups like this as well, but no matter what you do, you always lose this. And I love this part of the VR6, because to me this looks so good. That's another option. So if we don't do the short ram intake setup like this, we could just do a 2.9 manifold, leave it, oh, because I just love this. I don't know, what do you guys think? Should we do a 2.9 manifold and leave this kind of nice setup like this, or should we do a short ram like this and do more of this kind of setup? I can't decide, because I love how this looks so much. These sets could look crazy nice as well, but like, you lose this, and like this to me is what makes the 12 valve look so good. I don't know, lots to decide still, nothing set in stone, but either way, this year this car will be boosted and I can't wait. It's gonna be sick. It's gonna be so sick. This car's gonna make even better sounds than it already does, and I just want to drive the living crap out of this car, do burnouts, rip the tires off. It's gonna be fun. I can't wait. So like I said, if you've built a VR6 turbo before, let me know what you guys like, what you don't like, what's good to use, what should I stay away from. I'm still torn between a short ram or doing a 2.9, or even like the VSR or the strict manifold. Very expensive manifolds, but they do provide better air and they look really nice. So again, I have a few things that I have pretty much set in stone I want to use. I want to go with the 6262 turbo. If I don't do a manifold like this, and I do the short ram like this, we'll do the Savoy Performance manifold through here. I have a few things set in stone. I want to use a tile wastegate, but after that, there's still a lot of other parts and pieces that I need to get. So I want to hear your guys' thoughts. What do you guys think? But man, very soon, 2020, the year of the turbo. All right, we have one more key to grab, our last and final Mark III. Look how cool that looks. I'm gonna pull the Savoy up to like right there just because why not. This car just started first try and I am honestly impressed. I am impressed. The whole Mark III family is here. I love it. Might as well pop the hood just for, you know, whatever. Oh my, I almost just dropped this hood. I'm so used to my hood struts on that car and on this car. I almost just dropped this hood. Hang on. Oh, that's gotta go. That's terrible. Look at the happy family. I mean, that thing is not good, but this looks cool. Look how awesome that is. Ah, the little Savoy, the little demon car with the 1.8, which I hate this engine, by the way. This is all coming out of here, gonna be a 1.8 turbo swap. But this car's been kind of just chilling for a little while, haven't done much with it. It's a very cool spec, beautiful color, the cool Savoy model. But come this year, lots of big plans for this car, I think. So if you guys remember, about I would say a month or 2 months ago, we went to KW Suspension, toured their full facility, saw everything they do there, which is very, very cool stuff. I actually like their product and how much they tested everything so much. I put a set of KW V1s on my wagon and I absolutely love them. So I reached out to KW maybe I say about a month ago saying, hey, if you guys ever want to do a project with me, I would love to put a set of your coilovers on my car, do a video, which I mean, I already did, but I heard back from Christina. And so coming this March, ST, which is part of KW, almost exact same thing, they're launching their Make It Yours campaign, which is basically customizing the coilovers to exactly how you want them, the color of each spring, what you want them to say in the springs, like everything you want down to every little detail, which is very, very cool. So coming March 2020, your boy is doing a project with ST suspension, and we're building, I think I'm gonna build this car, honestly. I think this is gonna be the project car for it. So we're doing a full set of custom ST coilovers on the Savoy here, and then obviously the 1.8 turbo swap later on. But I think this is gonna be our project car to do with ST. I'm really, really excited for it. I'm not sure exactly how far it's all gonna go, but they said they wanna work with me. They want me to do a video. They want me to design my own coilovers for one of my cars, but more likely it'll be this one. I think it's gonna be really cool. So keep an eye out for that. March 2020, the Make It Yours campaign with ST. It's gonna be sick. Our own custom set of coilovers for the Savoy here, and then of course we'll do the 1.8 turbo swap and then interior. But this is gonna be a cool project car for 2020 and I can't wait. It's been on the back burner for a little while, but this year's gonna be a big year for the Savoy. So since the plan for Miley this year is a more track focused kind of build, like I said, we're doing the turbo with the engine, we're doing better brakes, we're doing better handling kind of stuff. I've been thinking if I do decide to do a more sporty kind of bolster type of Recaro seat, I would just take these seats and this interior out of this car and move it right to the Savoy, and that would be a perfect home for these seats to go. Like I said before, 2020, I can just feel it. It's gonna be a really good year. Lots of stuff to do this year. I just wanna push myself and try and build the most quality thing that I can do, make good videos for you guys, and just, I think 2020 is starting out pretty good so far. I mean, like, this is not a bad view at all. So more track focus build for Miley, boosted, all that kind of fun stuff. We'll start the Savoy project come March with ST, doing the 1.8 turbo swap, the coilovers, all that kind of stuff. It's gonna be a really fun year. I hope you guys are excited. Like I said, I have a surprise for you guys coming. Well, it's coming this week, but you guys will probably see the video either Saturday or Sunday. It's gonna be really cool. You guys are gonna love it. Also, don't forget, Euro Tripper is coming up February 7th and 8th, very, very soon. The Mutts Nuts is closed now, but you can still buy tickets online. You save $5, so I'll put the link down in the description below. Make sure you buy tickets, come out to Euro Tripper 7. It's gonna be an amazing, amazing time. But that is it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed this little run through of my turbo plans and the plans for Savoy. Like I said, just a bit of an update video. There hasn't been much content this week, so I want to give you guys something before the big thing coming very soon, which again, I'm excited for. Hope you guys are as well. Don't forget, be thankful for today. We'll see you guys next time. Peace.